Alex, also known as Frumious, and I have my company, the Frumious Fantastical Foundry. And I love the Ninth Age, so one of the things I want to do with this company is to create a starter box for the Ninth Age fantasy battle game. I've played miniatures most of my life and Ninth Age from the beginning. It's a fantastic game, and I wanted to have a way for new players to get into the game somewhat economically and just to have all the tools I need. So in this box, I've added everything that you need to play the game. So let's get into it. First of all, some great artwork that Marcos and Caballero Miniatures put together. I'm really happy with that beautiful piece of art there. And in the box, we have the rules. Now the rules are all free online, of course, and but I always found it useful to have these rules. And you can order these online from Amazon as well if you just want to copy it out. But I've included them in the set to help things look up and just to have a complete game. So there are the rules. I've got the army books themselves for the different armies. I've got Saurian Ancients and Infernal Dwarfs. These are painted versions of the model here. I'll get to those in a minute, but they're not painted in the set, of course. So this is a half-size booklet that shows all the rules. It's got a bookmark here to flag the page you're looking at for game reference. Again, they're all free online, so you have a PDF on your phone or your tablet, but it's good to have a nice reference in your hand to look at it. These will probably change every year. They do point updates, but you can just go in and mark off the points or any rules that happen to change. It's still a pretty good reference if you want to keep it around. Similarly, the Arcane Compendium, which has all the spells and magic items, bookmark, half-sized. And here's some paperwork that comes with the set. I've got general instructions on what's in the set and what to do with it, how to assemble the models. There's some tips on how to use two-part epoxy putty and staying out of the sun, unit fillers, and finally just some tips on each unit, like how I assemble it in the set. So these models are created from different miniatures companies that aren't affiliated with my company, Frumious Fantastical Foundry, or Ninth Age at all. But I do have licenses to print physical and sell physical models of them through Patreons and Kickstarters. So I've been very careful to include a manifest of all the different vendors and companies that have added products. They're all individually packaged. There's a list of the contents for each package, the different parts, because they require a lot of assembly, as well as some pictures to help you guide and assemble them. Like this Titan mortar has got a lot of pieces, so there's a nice little description there. So this is included with the set, so it'll help you go through. And then each one is individually wrapped with a little cut out of that as well. Also included are some printed army lists. I've got 3,000 point armies, just as sample armies to play with, and there's a YouTube video. If you just search for Frumious and Ninth Age, it pops up, that shows a complete battle that shows how armies work and play, so you can watch that, get a feel for how the game works. I've had some like turn summaries and things. Also, my friend Rick did an amazing narrative story of that same battle report that's included in here. I'll show you that in a minute. Oh, it's right there. So anyway, there's some hard copies of these army lists. You can make millions of different types of armies with these models, expand them as you see fit. But I just put these together because they showcase a lot of rules that you would use, and they're actually pretty fun to play with. 3,000 points is a nice, even level amount to play with for a not too huge of a game, so to speak. Here's the battle report. I printed out a nice glossy paper. So it's just got the story, and it's got a story of how the two generals fought each other, and then summaries of the turns and what happens in each one, just to kind of give a good feel, a fun little narrative report there, another way to get some access to how the game works. Also included in that is a set of my business card and some sanding sticks, as well as green stuff, two-part epoxy putty. This will help you remove any supports or anything that might be still in the model, or fill up gaps, whatever you want to do to finish up your product there. So the models themselves are included in these boxes. Like this is an entire set of Saurian Ancients. If you pop it open, you can see there's just they're all individually wrapped, so each unit has its own little package. And just like it's the same information as the other manifests that you can find online, but it shows a picture of the unit and what parts and what the miniature company is that manufactures that particular unit. There's one of those for the Saurian Ancients, one for the Infernal Dwarves. So also in here we have movement trays. So it's really important to play the game. You want movement trays. These will fit the units they have. I kind of did orange bases and movement trays for all of the Saurian Ancients. This is a skirmish tray, which spaces the skirmish unit out appropriately. You can move it down if you want. I recommend magnetizing these because it'll make moving the game a lot faster, but you don't have to. You can move them around itself. Here's the bases for the Infernal Dwarfs, all red, all the base sizes. There's a round one with the artillery. smaller bases. Packet movement trays for the Infernal Dwarves. Movement trays for the Story and Ancients. Also in here we have terrain. So this is a piece from Lost Kingdom with our Kickstarter. Use it as impassable. These are burned trees for the from Little Joe from the forums. You guys might know him. He created these trees for me. I thought they did a great job. I got some paint ones over here. I'll show you in a minute. So that could be a forest. I've got this forest base that comes with it, and it's marked on two sides. So it's woods on one side and ruins on the other. So you can pick it up and use 2D terrain. You could even put this impassable thing in the ruins base to say it's going to be ruins instead of a forest. So however you want to use that in your game, it's enough. So we got 3 pieces of terrain so far. We've got impassable woods, and we've also got this field. And this is a nice trick. You can make fields out of just doormats. You cut them out, and it looks pretty grass-like, and it's easy to visualize this as a field for the rules in the 9th Age. And also a wall. So it's another wall from Lost Kingdom. So 4 pieces of terrain for your game. Also have these 9th Age dice. You can see these on my website. They've got the 9th Age symbol for the 6 and the colors of the main game there. And similarly, I had these tape measures made. You see the 9th Age on them, got the website URL on them, so you have your own tape measure to measure out for the game. Also in here, I've got magic cards. Ulitar created these on the Game Crafter, so you can get them individually as well. But so I just had them, I printed them through that site and had a whole full set of game cards made for the game. The set I have only has the hereditary cards for the Infernal Dwarves and the Sword Ancients. I had those printed out specifically for I printed them manually. So this is the main lores. It doesn't include any of the hereditary or runes and special spells for the different races, specific ones. Similarly, there's the Flux cards that came with that same set. And it's got a bunch of various little tokens I found easy for games to play. These are Veil tokens. You could also use the red ones for oil markers, the Infernal Dwarves. Or you can use these little fire things for the Alchemy Attribute or the oil markers. Hexes, when you cast a spell and hex on somebody, it's just the base size so you can put them on a unit so it moves around with the unit. You can put the card down as well, or you can do both. You can put this, mark the card and mark the hex on there so it doesn't clutter up the battlefield, whatever you see fit. It's just a little tool to help you play the game. And similarly, there's another set of tools here. This is a 45-degree arc to check your charge angles. It's got 3 inches marked on the side there. This is the 9th Age on, of course. And this is also a 45-degree arc, but it's also a corner marker, so you can mark a unit to have them, you can pick them up and move them, put them back in the exact same spot. Pretty useful when you're moving light troops especially. These are 9th Age charge arrows. These are great for battle reports, so you can see it with a picture of who's charging who, but I like to put them down saying it's charging. I use them before the game to mark the deployment zones. And also, this part here is a 1/2 inch for the movement spacing rule, and then this part here is 1 inch. There's a corner marker too, and it's the set that Caballero designed, which is just a L-shaped small corner and spacer, but this functions too. So 1 inch and 1/2 inch, and also declare charges. And there are flea markers as well here. And then the last thing in the set is these objective tokens. So these just help you mark objectives. Sometimes you have 3. The objectives are actually a single spot, so there's a little dot there in the middle and a crosshair, so you can place them exactly where you want them to. Different colors in case you want to mark the different players have an objective that suits with their army. So you've got 2 different colors here. So that's it for the starter. Let's look at some of the models. Okay, let's take a closer view at all this stuff. These are the models and the rule books, and the army list, and the paperwork. This is the story, pictures from the game, and turn summaries. So this part here is very important. This has the list of all the models. So I've got just an index of the contents of the box here. This is all available on the website. There's the link right there. So you can find these PDFs of these documents on that website. I'll just page through so you can see all the different things that are in this set. So these are all these models. They're all 3D printed in resin, cured and cleaned from Lost Kingdom, Lovecraft, RG Sculpt, Caballero Miniatures, a few things I did myself. I'm kind of an amateur hack though, so not the level of what these guys do. So everyone has a list of the unit types, what's in each unit, how many pieces, all the different arms and things. This helps me figure out. I got them all assembled right in the packages. And then here's some terrain. We'll show those trees, of course. And then that's that. For the models themselves, the battle board had painted models. So this is some examples of how they look painted. This is the unit filler that I've got from Lost Kingdoms there for the Infernal Dwarves. Got my Overlord Zim, and some of my vassals. Titan Mortar in the back. Nice giant with that Infernal Lash. No, that's a kit bash because the comes with the maul from RG Sculpt, but I blew up a whip for that to maul that part. Omnisaurian Ancients, Lord Sue, some Cayman Ancients, the Salamanders. My friend Russell painted all these for me. I did the fire though. I like doing fire. And then there's some trees in the back. That's the terrain. They can paint it up, so it's pretty nice. And then the game components. These are the dice. I like this 9th age symbol. I have these dice made. You can get these separate if you want. The tokens, fail tokens, spell effects, charge arrows, charge arc, objective tokens, magic cards. These are those ones are printed out. These are card stock here. So that's the lower 2-bit for Shamanism. Full set of all the basic book lores. And that's it.